Now, probably most of you have heard the answers I'm good or I'm fine to the question, how are you? But what other ways can we respond to this question? Because actually, in Britain, and I'm sure in America too, of course we do say I'm good sometimes, and sometimes we do say I'm fine, but there are quite a few other phrases that we use very commonly to respond to this question. So in this video today, we're going to look at lots of different phrases that British people use to answer the question, how are you? So that you can sound more like a fluent English speaker when you're speaking with English people, and so that you can understand people's responses when you speak to British or American people. So welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello and nice to meet you. If you're not new, thanks very much for coming back. I'm Archie, this channel is English with Archie, and here you can improve your pronunciation, you can improve your listening skills, you can learn vocabulary, and also you can learn lots about English grammar. So remember to subscribe and like this video. Of course, if you like it, watch the video, decide, and then like it if you like it. But let's get started. So firstly, we have the phrase, I'm alright. I'm alright. Now in Britain, this is really commonly used, and it means I'm fine, I'm alright. And it's a funny one because it can also be a question. So we have the question, are you alright? And we have the answer, I'm alright. But often, actually, British people don't say the whole question and don't say the whole answer. So it's possible that someone might say, alright, 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 alright. So it can go on forever really, alright, 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 alright. And notice that in this word, the pronunciation is often quite shortened. So the L sound is sort of lost. We don't really say all right, but all right, all right. Now remember, obviously we can change the meaning of any word or phrase in a language, or in English anyway, if we change our intonation. So I can say, I'm alright, or I can say, yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright. So if we say it the second way, then obviously that's very positive, and that means that I'm good. And if I say it the first way, then that means I'm quite down, I'm not good. So it's not just about the word we choose, but also half of the information is about how we use our intonation to give the meaning of the word. So that's really, really important to remember with all of these words and phrases. For example, if someone asked me, how are you? I could say, yeah, I'm good. Or I could say, I'm really good. I mean, I cheated because I also added the word really, but either way you can hear that my intonation was much higher and much more positive. All good is another nice short phrase that we can use. It means everything is good. All good. All good. It's not extremely, extremely positive, but it's a nice phrase that we can use to say, yeah, I'm good, I'm fine, all good. Now obviously there are phrases we can use if we feel really fantastic. We can say, I'm fantastic, or everything is great, I'm superb, I'm brilliant. So we would generally only use these phrases when we feel really positive, or something really exciting or great has happened that day or that week. Another nice phrase that we can use if we feel very positive is never been better, which is short for I have never been better. But usually we use the shortened version, never been better. So, I have never been better in my life. So, really, really positive, really, really good. And what about if you're not so good? Then we can say, I'm fine, I'm alright. Or also we can say, so-so, so-so. Another word, which is not really a word, but more a sound, is meh, meh. Sometimes people do that to say, yeah, I'm okay, not great, nothing exciting. And sometimes we use that in very informal writing on Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. You can write meh. Another really common phrase that we use to say I'm good, I'm fine, is can't complain, can't complain, can't complain. So that means I can't complain about anything in my life at the moment. Everything's okay, everything's fine. So I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. Again, it's important how we use our intonation because that's going to change the meaning. If I say, can't complain, then I'm probably not so good. But if I say, can't complain, then it's much more positive. And notice in that the sounds of those words. So, can't, if we say can't with a prominent T, can't complain, then it sounds very posh. Most people will drop that T sound so it becomes can't complain, can't complain, can't complain. That's the same most of the time if we use the word can't. When we put another word after it, we usually drop the T. If we keep the T, then it sounds very, very posh in British English, at least. So, I can't sing often becomes I can't sing, I can't sing, instead of I can't sing. And here are a couple more phrases with a very similar meaning. We have same old, same old, same old, same old. And that's the kind of phrase that we often repeat. You can also say same old just one time, but quite often people repeat this phrase. And it means the same old things are happening in my life. Nothing's very different. So it's a common response to how are you, or also what's up? What's happening in your life? Same old, same old. And we also have not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. This is another way British people like to respond to how are you. So it's a kind of negative way of saying everything's quite good. Nothing's very bad, therefore I'm okay, I'm happy. Nothing's terrible, so I'm happy. Not too bad, not too bad. And lastly, I have one more, which isn't something people use very often. I think I only heard a couple people say it before, but I think it's great, it's quite funny, which is, I'm vertical and breathing. So it's a nice, sarcastic way to say, I'm fine, life is going, I'm alive, and that's good enough for me. Now, one last thing to note is modifiers. We can use modifiers like very, really, pretty, quite, absolutely, unbelievably, to change some of these words and some of the meanings. So I can say, I'm quite good, I'm pretty good, I'm really good, I'm very good, just to change that response. Or if we take the word great, then we can't say, I'm quite great, and we can't be very great, but we can be really great, I'm really great. Or, I'm really fantastic, I'm absolutely fantastic, I'm absolutely brilliant, I'm so great. So we can change these words by adding these modifiers. Okay, so that's the end of my video. Now, is there anything I've missed? If there's something I've not thought of, or I've forgotten to mention, maybe you can let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions about the topic, let me know in the comments. And I hope you have a lovely evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are, or night, and I will see you again soon. So thanks very much, bye!